Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and Q. Good morning, Pilipinas. It's 11 o'clock and RBS News continues its special coverage of the 2025 midterm elections. We're following the pulse of the nation as millions cast their votes and the future of our leadership unfolds. From precincts to power, from local to national, we're keeping you informed every step of the way. This is RBS News. Vote 2025.
Walang iwanan bilang bawat isa. Ang bagan na to na paninindigan, lahat ng banig sa katotohanan, sa katotohanan.
Huwag nang malihis sa pagtatalo, huwag nang mag-abang na itulak tayo. Tayo magtutuloy ng pagbabago. Tayo na, tayo na. Wala nang iba. Tayo na, kita na, ikaw na.
Saan ang kailan at kung paano tayo magbabantay ng pagbabago. Saan ang kailan at kung paano tayo magbabantay ng pagbabago.
On the local scene, on the latest details, voters endure scorching heat in Marawi City. According to Rapper's live updates on the election, 20 barangays from the most affected areas in the 2017 Marawi siege are segregated to avoid confusion in the lines. Voters endure the scorching heat while waiting in line outside the precincts in the Sagunsugunan temporary shelters in Marawi City. On the local scene, Isko Moreno cast votes in Manila. Manila Mayoral Bet Isko Moreno cast its vote at Manuel L. Quezon Elementary School on Monday, May 12. He is running under Action Democrático state that's Yorme's choice. While in Batangas, Vice Gubernatorial aspirant Dodo Mandanas votes in Bauan 3-term Batangas Governor Hermelando Dodo Mandanas, who is running for Batangas Vice Governor, cast his votes at Bauan West Central School. In Davao City, mayoral candidate Carl Nograles votes at Teodoro Palma Hill Elementary School. Davao City mayoral candidate Carl Nograles cast his votes at Teodoro Palma Hill Elementary School in Davao City on Monday, May 12. He is facing former President Rodrigo Duterte in the race with the aim to end the Duterte's 34-year hold on the Davao City's mayoral post. A riot meanwhile occurred earlier this morning in Marawi City, according to ABS-CBN News, because of a conflict between supporters of two groups in Barangay Sagunsugunan, voters that were already inside their precincts, while police and military forces needed to get out and intervene with the conflict. In addition to this, the voting was also delayed by more than a half an hour in another precinct in the city after a poll watcher poured water on the automated counting machine. They had waited for a contingency machine from the Marawi Municipal Office. In another school in Marawi, two poll watchers got into a fistfight. For now, the military and police are frisking those entering the precinct barangay Sagunsongan era. Has 1,400 votes, the highest in the city. Meanwhile, boxing legend and senatorial candidate Manny Pacquiao cast his votes early Monday at Kiamba Central Elementary School, arriving around 8 a.m. in the hometown of his wife, Jinky. A registered voter in Kiamba since 2010, the former senator was seen patiently waiting in line, warmly engaged with fellow voters and supporters. His presence drew a crowd of excited locals eager to greet the national icon. Pacquiao highlighted the importance of participating in the democratic process. Every Filipino is vote owes the power to shape of future. Let us choose leaders who will serve the sincerity and bring lasting change, Pacquiao said. Pacquiao remains a key figure to watch in the senatorial race, bringing with him a platform anchored on service, discipline, and upliftment of the poor. Vote 2025 will be right back after this with more updates on the election.
Paano tayo'y magbabantay ng pagbabago?
And we're back on our special coverage of Vote 2025. Two people were killed and five others were injured in a shooting incident in Silay City, Negros Occidental on Election Day, police said. According to ABS-CBN News, victims were drinking coffee in Barangay Mambulak around 7 a.m. when the group of a barangay chairman who were on board a van allegedly passed by and fired at them. Negros Occidental Police Chief Colonel Reynero de Chavez said investigations were still looking into the identity of the victims. Police launched a hot pursuit operation against the suspect. In Iloilo, voters flocked to Miagao Cultural Hall in Miagao, Iloilo, 3 hours after polls opened on Monday, May 12. According to Rapper's election updates, the cultural center is divided into 4 sections and to accommodate voters from the barangays Baybay Norte, Baybay Sur, Sapa, and Bolho. So far, there have been no major malfunctions of the vote counting machines except for minor paper jam errors. Meanwhile, the COMELEC said the opening of early voting hours for vulnerable sectors went smoothly even it was the first time the poll body rolled out the mechanisms nationwide. According to ABS-CBN News, COMELEC Chairman George Garcia inspected the early morning preparations of electoral boards Silang Central Elementary School in Silang, Cavite. First time nating inilatag ito sa buong bansa. Yung early voting hours natin ay tayo'y matutuwa dahil alam niyo po, kanina mga alas 2 na madaling araw nagsimula ng tumaksa ang mga miyembrong electoral boards kasama po mga watcher upang sinimulan yung mga paghanda doon sa mga kagamitan natin. Garcia told reporters. Florinilla Luna, 91, from Silang, Cavite, was one of the first 9 at the 2 designated priority polling place at Silang Central. She was in a wheelchair and was accompanied by her son, Maximim Luna. So far, nung proseso na dinaan, naging maluwag ang sa aming dalawa nung nanay ko. Luna told ABS-CBN News. Meron na kaming ready na listahan, local at saka yung national. Yun na yung hinahanap namin sa balota. She added. Luna took only about 2 minutes to finish sheeting the ballots. Garcia explained that although 2 hours of early voting seemed to be enough for now, lawmakers should consider enacting a law to make early voting for the vulnerable sector last for at least a day. Sana na mapag-isipan natin kung with all due respect, yung aming ipinapropose noon pa yung early voting hindi oras. Yung early voting araw, parang local absentee voting, Garcia said. While in Taguig, one of the country's largest polling sites, senior citizens being lined up as early as 2 a.m. Among them was Arlene Colides, 65, who arrived early at Tenement Elementary School in Taguig to vote before starting her sweeping duties outside the school. She walked for 30 minutes from a nearby barangay to save on fare, despite suffering from arthritis. Namamanhid yung kamay ko tsaka paa. Mga 30 minutes po ako naglakad. Nahihilo ako pag maraming tao, she said. She said the only treasure she can leave her grandchildren is the hope for good governments. Throughout the election, poll watchers and electoral board members were present to support PWDs, senior citizens, and pregnant voters. Some teachers even spent the night inside the school's canteen to prepare early for the influx of voters. The Tenement Elementary School had the highest number of voters nationwide in 2022. This year, it ranks 6th with more than 38,900 registered voters. Medical tents and precinct finder booths were stationed outside the school. Authorities also tightened security and installed barricades to block vehicles from entering the area, which functions as a waiting area for voters.
Yes, Karen,
For the first
dito lang
time,
muna tayo kasi
residents of
pupuntahan natin
Embo
maya-maya yung
barangays
mga
were
Embo
permitted to cast
barangays,
their votes in
Karen.
the gate
Pero dito,
for
of
a
dito sa
congressional
Tenement Elementary
district
School, ang
representative
nakikita natin ititignan doon sa computer, tapos doon sa entrada,
from
merong
Makati to Taguig
precinct finder.
was
Pero ang
upheld by
nangyayari,
Supreme Court ruling in
limitado yung
2023.
impormasyon na naipapasok dyan at yung kagaya nga nung nakausap natin kanina, Karen, nalito
The
siya.
parish
Akala
special
niya siya
counsel for
dito sa
responsible
Tenement,
voting
yun
has
pala
pulled
dun siya
out
sa ibang
volunteers in
mga
one of the
eskwelahan.
polling center in
So ang
Basilan,
nakikita rito,
Islands.
nagkakaroon ng
According to
mahabang
ABS-CBN
pila doon
News,
sa
the poll
precinct finder dahil
watchdog
ikaw mismo magbibigay
also
ng
observed some issues
iyong,
affecting a few
detalye dyan eh. So,
automated
ang
counting
kanilang
machines in
inaabiso
other parts of the
talaga, Karen,
country.
bago ka magpunta rito,
PPCRB
especially yung mga
spokesperson
galing sa
Ana
Embo
de Villa
Barangays,
Sixon
dahil
said there
kampangan
was an
nung
encounter
nakausap
in Barangay
natin sa
Langit in Basilan
siya dati
on the
sa
eve of the
Makati,
elections,
doon sa Barangay
so they
Rizal,
decided to
at
pull
nalipasan
out
ng
team
Gatandres,
in the affected
nandoble yung
village.
kanyang pangalan. Kaya
But she
sana,
clarified
ako
that
kayo
they
po'y may
still have
mag-a-assist
volunteers in other
sa
parts of
inyo, lalo
Basilan.
na yung ating mga
PPCRB pulled
kapabilyang
out
mga
our
senior
volunteers due
citizen,
to our
ay mas
safety
mainam na
concerns.
po na i-check.
Apat raw kagabi nasawi ang buhay because there was an encounter between a former barangay's chair and a former mayor. It could be election related. Sing Song said during their first media briefing of the day. Sing Song also gave a rundown of other reports received by the PPCRV hotline, including the replacement of the electoral board in 8 precincts in Rosary Heights in Cotabato, also due to possible violence. Ni-replace ang mga EBs ng armed forces, mga police. This is a security measure. Nag-agree ang EBs because their lives were in danger, she said. Many of the complaints received by PPCRV were due to issues affecting some ACMs. Sing Song said in Caloocan at least 3 ACMs at the Caloocan Elementary School and Kaunaran Elementary School refused to receive the ballots. This also happened in one ACM of Reta Elementary School in Davao. And when we come back, a look at some of the national and local candidates who have already cast their votes. This is continuing coverage of Vote 2025.
Kailangan kung paano tayo'y magbabantay ng pagbabago.
And we're back to Vote 2025. Before we go on to other details, we apologize for a technical difficulty in our behalf while we're delivering one of our stories. If we may repeat, Tenement Elementary School had the highest number of voters nationwide in 2022. This year, it ranks 6th with more than 89,900 voters. In finder booths were stationed outside the school. Authorities also tightened security gates to block vehicles from entering the area, which functions as a waiting area for voters. For the first time, residents of 10 Ambo barangays were permitted to cast their votes in Taguig for a congressional district representative under the new jurisdiction. The transfer of the Ambo barangays from Makati to Taguig was upheld by a Supreme Court ruling in 2023. The Parish Pastoral Council for Responsible Voting has pulled out its volunteers to one polling center in Basilan due to violence. According to ABS-CBN News, the poll watchdog also observed some issues affecting a few technical problems. Wait lang. Repeat again from the start. Okay. Take 2. The Parish Pastoral Council for Responsible Voting has pulled out its volunteers in one polling center in Basilan due to violence. According to ABS-CBN News, the poll watchdog also observed some issues affecting the few automatic counting machines in other parts of the country. BPCRB spokesperson Ana Villa Singson said there was an encounter in Barangay Langil in Basilan on the eve of the election, so they decided to pull out this team in the affected village. But she clarified that she will have volunteers in other parts of Basilan. BPCRB pulled out its volunteers due to safety concerns. 4 raw kagabi nasawi ang buhay because there was an encounter between a former barangay chair and a former mayor. It could be election related, Singson said during her first media briefing of the day. In Baguio, Baguio City Mayor Benjamin Mangalong cast their votes on Monday, May 12, with the fellow residents as the city chooses its next leaders. Mangalong is seeking re-election in a closely watched mayor candidate race against Congressman Mark Go. On the other hand, Congressman Eric Yap also cast his ballots early Monday at the Tokbo Elementary School in Tugon, Benguet, seeking re-election under Lakas CMD. Yap is running against Vice Governor Erickson Tagle-Felipe, Partido Federal ng Pilipinas, and other independent challengers. One person was injured in shooting incident Monday morning as residents were casting their votes in Barangay Sagap. According to Inquirer, a video circulating on Facebook captured several gunshots and panic screams at a public schools housing a cluster of polling precincts around 9 a.m. Authorities have yet to release further details as the incident remains under investigation. While the Binays cast their votes in Makati, former Makati Mayors Jejomar Binay and Elenita Binay cast their votes at the Makati Sports Complex in San Antonio Village on Monday, May 12. Their children, former Makati Mayor Junjun Binay and Ann Binay, were seen assisting their father. The Binay family is backing Senator Nancy Binay's mayoral bid against Luis Campos, husband of outgoing Makati Mayor and senatorial candidate Abby Binay. In Pasig, mayoral candidate Sara Diskaya, owner of top Duterte administration contractor St. Gerald Construction Corporation, arrived to Bambang Elementary School in Barangay Bambang to vote with her son Gerard. Her son Curly Diskaya is here too, although he is registered to vote in Barangay Pinagbuhatan. Meanwhile, PDP Laban Senatorial Bet Ronald Bato de la Rosa cast his votes at Apolinar Franco Senior Elementary School in Santa Cruz, Davao del Sur. Lingayen Dagupan Archbishop Socrates Villegas cast his votes in Dagupan City, Pangasinan Province on Monday, May 12, 2025. A former president of the Catholic Bishops' Conference of the Philippines, Villegas earlier urged Catholics to reflect on the consequences on falsehood and lies, not only on individual wholeness, but on national unity as well. And that has been it for our election updates this hour. This has been Vote 2025. Stay tuned with RBS as we continue delivering you the latest news and details on the elections. I am Oski Walden. Have a good morning.
Huwag nang mahimbing sa sariling mundo. Huwag nang iwaldas ang pagkakataong ito. Ako, ikaw, ang aakunin ko. Tayo na, tayo na. Wala na iba. Tayo na, tayo na. Magsasaliwasan. Tayo na, tayo na.
Iubra ang kayo at sila. Nagkailawanan bilang bawat isa. Ang bagan na to na paninindigan lahat ng banig sa katotohanan, sa katotohanan.
Huwag nang malihis sa pagtatalo. Huwag nang mag-abang na